All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Market Outlook, May 31st to June 5th. So, obviously, we're going into a new monthly candle, so we got to be patient and careful regarding that. When it comes to Monday, I do think Monday will move. This week, we have PMI, and Tuesday, we don't have really anything going on. We have GP Bailey, but I don't think this is going to cause too much movement. And then you got ADP, NFP, and then PMI Wednesday. Okay. So I think we could see something here. Thursday, though, I think we're going to sideline. And then Friday, we'll come in for the main event, which is NFP. So this is the main event, but I do think early on during the week, we're going to see some movement as we usually do during NFP week. So that's what we're going to go. That's what we're going to focus on. Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday, right? Me and Tom will update the Nasdaq and Euro USD chat, right? So we'll see at that point. However, as I mentioned a few weeks ago when I did the last market outlook, the last couple market outlooks I said that as we're running this lows candle, don't be manipulated basically by the down close candle here, right? The big down monthly candle we had here and the downside we had during this period here and also here. I told you guys keep an eye out on this monthly for expansion. Right now we're seeing that expansion. We've gone above the high here and now we saw the market retrace. Now ideally what we'd want to see is discount, at least from this low where the origin of the move starts to this high before this kicked off, right? Have we hit discount? No. We are, however, in a weekly FVG here. You can see that. Now, what do I think? I think we're gonna just expand higher from here. Why do I think that? Even though we've not hit a discount here, is if we go to Euro USD, okay, we've hit a premium. So we have SMT with the premium here on Euro USD. Okay, so one of two things is what I'm looking for as complete confirmation. Either we're going to go above this high again on the 4-hour chart and close within, or we close below this candle, and that sets the stage for me to go not just below here, but below all these lows here. Okay, so keep an eye on that. That's what we're watching for this week. And the closure here is going to be really important. Okay. Touching on Nasdaq, we're also going to cover gold and Bitcoin as you guys requested it. Nasdaq, I also want to be patient here. There's this 4-hour FVG here. Now, what do I think is going to happen? I know Nasdaq's been super bullish here. I do think we could start topping out, right? Due just to fundamental reasons here. I do think we could start dropping off. What would be the confirmation for me is a closure below here. If we close below here, relative equal lows here, and then I also think we'd get below the low here. Okay, so if this, then that scenario on Nasdaq as well. Okay, which would be easy scalps to this low specifically would be easy scalps, because if the market's going to go higher, it's likely to go higher from the low that caused the break of this high. Okay, so close below here, we look for here. Then once we get below here, we start to close below here, we're going down below these relative equal lows here. So that should make it easy for you guys. All right, then I also want to cover Bitcoin because me and Tom have both covered this. Right now, if we zoom out to a weekly chart, the drawn liquidity remains as this low here, right, which we've been calling since way up here. So the market's traded up here, and let's drag a fib here, which I mentioned this a while ago as well. Notice this, we're in a premium. We almost got to OTE levels here, bearish fair value gap here, one candle range. We're consolidating within it for a while. We take it out and then we've closed below this candle. So we're looking for lower. Okay. And if this goes higher, perfect. Cool. Just drag a fib from this high, okay, to this low here. That's it. What we're looking for is a retracement to 50% within this daily fair value gap and then lower prices. Okay. So Bitcoin, to be honest, I think me and Tom both agree on this. It actually looks the cleanest in terms of a market maker model. So we want to see a market maker sell model down to this low at minimum here. So that's the initial draw on liquidity. Original consolidation, accumulation. We have reaccumulation here, small money reversal. Lower sell, distribution, second stage distribution is happening within these down close candles here. Okay. So if we get a run up here, and I'd actually prefer we create a swing high here, then we create a run up here, and then we sell off aggressively down to this low, then eventually down to this low, and then we'll pause and wait and see what the market wants to do. And lastly, we're going to look at gold. Okay. Gold is run above its swing high here. Okay. I know everyone's bullish as always on gold, but I do think we're going to sell off here. So we're back into this daily FEG here. We've run out the swing high here. My draw on liquidity and my directional bias on gold is down bearish to this low. Okay. Once it gets down below this low, we'll pause, reevaluate, then see the market then. But until we get down below here, as long as we don't get above here, I'm bearish. Okay. And I think the bearishness will kick in from next week. So if we get a closure, okay, this is really important. If we get a closure below here with a down close candle, that sets the stage for me where that's confirmation. Complete confirmation that the bearish candle for the next couple of weeks is going to be down and heavy down, because this is going to be second stage distribution. So you're likely to see heavy downside, not just choppy downside or consolidation downside, right? One-sided tank, right, to this low. Right? So that's what we're looking at on dollar, Euro USD, Bitcoin, and gold. And I forgot to cover bonds, right? Bonds, I mentioned this to you guys that we've gone below this low. There is SMT. However, we've gone above the high that broke the low, right? Which is just above here. And we have SMT with this high. So if we go down, you can see right there, this is the high that broke the low. We've gone above that. And here we have the SMT as of now on the 5-year, right? And then we have the candle closure here. Okay, so I want to see this market drop, and I want to see dollar go higher. With that in mind, like I mentioned, I want to see NASDAQ go lower as well. Okay, Bitcoin and gold as well. So that's what we're looking for. If anything does change, and especially since it's NFP week, me and Tom will update in the chat. Yes, I will be updating NASDAQ in the chat section. So keep an eye out on that. And then I'll talk to you guys in the chat. Wait.